My child, my beloved, before I speak, take a breath because what I am about to reveal carries the weight of heaven in every word. If your heart feels something shifting already, it is because Archangel Michael is standing beside you in this very moment. My beloved, you must not ignore this message. Heaven kept it hidden for years, and today it is being released only for you. Archangel Michael says, your name is written on a shocking inheritance letter that has finally been unlocked after endless spiritual battles surrounding your destiny. Stay with me. Everything changes if you hear this. My child, before you read further, subscribe or follow this message so you won't miss the miracles lined up one after another. Your destiny is too important to lose in silence. My beloved, there is a reason you are seeing this right now. Michael says, someone attempted to block your spiritual inheritance. This was meant for your life, your stability, your family, your future. But today, that blockage has been shattered. You have only minutes, heaven is counting. My child, Michael whispers that the inheritance written in your soul was sealed long before you entered this world. It was prepared during your struggles, your tears, and your losses. This inheritance is not just money. It is restoration, justice, and your name being lifted where it should have been all along. You may wonder why this message feels so personal and direct. It is because the letter released from heaven bears your energy, your story, and your scars. Michael says, the angels gathered around it today, reading your life in divine light, and they declared, let it be delivered. Now, my child, there is a warning, too, and you must not ignore it. The letter is time-sensitive. Heaven provides windows, not lifetimes. You have only 2 minutes in the spiritual realm, moments, not hours, to receive what is being released before someone else steps into the opening meant for you. My beloved, you have suffered delays that should not have touched you. You were meant to rise long ago. You were meant to be free and to be supported, celebrated, and protected long ago. But someone tried to stop your divine portion. They tried to silence your destiny and hide what was rightfully yours. Today, that ends. Today, the inheritance letter they buried under shadows has been lifted into pure heavenly light. I can feel it in your energy. Your spirit knows something big is unfolding. Don't ignore that feeling, it is heaven awakening your soul. My beloved, listen carefully because what comes next will change your understanding profoundly. Michael says, your inheritance carries 3 seals. The first is the seal of justice. Every tear you shed in private is being counted, every betrayal, every unfair treatment, every lost opportunity. That seal has been broken to repay you, my child. The second seal is the seal of release. You have been trapped under cycles that were never meant for you, cycles of lack, confusion, feeling alone, overlooked, or left behind. Today, that seal bursts open, and what was withheld begins to move toward you. My beloved, the third seal is the seal of restoration. Something you thought you lost forever, time, money, stability, love, family, peace is returning, not in its original form, but multiplied in divine abundance. My child, you may feel warmth in your hands, a heaviness in your chest, or a sudden calm around you. That is Michael's presence, confirming that this is not imagination. Heaven does not send signs by accident. My beloved, do not close this message. You were guided here so your spirit could receive what your mind has not yet understood. This inheritance letter is more than a document, it is a doorway. When one doorway opens in heaven, 100 natural doors respond on earth. Michael says, someone tried to sign your name out of your own destiny. Someone tried to step into your blessing, someone from your past, from your family, or from envy tried to interfere with what was meant for you. But today, heaven declares, return it to the rightful owner, my beloved. The angels are standing in a circle right now, holding the letter with your spiritual signature on it. They are waiting for your acceptance, your acknowledgement that you are ready. That is why you feel this pull, this urgency, this strange heaviness of truth. My child, there is a reason Archangel Michael mentioned only 2 minutes in the heavenly realm. Moments shift realities. The window is open now, and your soul must step forward. Don't delay. Your life's turning point has called your name. My beloved, continue with me in every line. Your heart will recognize the truth long before your mind does. You are still here, and that already tells heaven everything. Michael says, the ones who continue are the ones whose destiny refuses to sleep. You are not reading this by accident. You are responding to a spiritual call stitched into your life long before you understood its purpose. Right now, the inheritance letter is glowing. Michael says, every second you remain here, another layer of blockage falls away. That is why your chest feels lighter. Something is loosening in the unseen, something that has tied you down for years. Listen carefully because heaven just revealed something unexpected. A guardian angel stepped forward and said they were supposed to receive this blessing 5 years ago, but someone interfered. Someone delayed your rise, thinking you were too weak, too broken, or too distracted to notice the theft happening behind your back. But heaven noticed, and today, they can hide no longer. The shocking part is this: the letter that has been released for you contains a name, your name, and a fate that cannot be taken again. Michael says this could have gone to someone else if you skipped this moment. Inheritance is energy, destiny is timing, miracles are movement. Today, everything aligns for you, my child. You may think, why me? Why now? Because heaven does not move when you feel ready. Heaven moves when your soul reaches the point where it cannot be denied any longer. You have crossed that point. You have suffered enough and carried burdens meant for 3 lifetimes. Now the cycle closes. Right now, the inheritance letter is glowing. Michael says, every second you remain here, another layer of blockage falls away. You may feel a shift inside you, like a weight lifting. A guardian angel stepped forward and said they were supposed to receive this blessing 5 years ago, but someone interfered. Someone delayed your rise. Someone thought you were too weak, too broken, or too distracted to notice what was happening behind your back. But heaven noticed. My beloved, the inheritance letter now reveals a turning point, a shift in your timeline, what Michael calls the divine reversal. Everything that was going downward begins to rise. Everything that was silent begins to speak. Everything that was blocked begins to open. You will feel it first in small shifts, then in sudden breakthroughs. These breakthroughs will not be random. They will appear precisely where you thought nothing could change. Doors that were closed for years will open without effort. People who overlooked you will try to return, and situations you lost hope in will resurrect. This is the effect of a heavenly inheritance. The natural world must respond. Michael whispers that your life is entering a phase of acceleration. What should have taken years will now take weeks. What should have taken months will now take days. The slow pace that frustrated your spirit is ending. Heaven is moving quickly now because the time for waiting is over. You may start to feel emotional as you read this. Tears may rise for no reason. A heaviness may lift from your chest, and your breathing may soften. This is not coincidence. This is healing. Release your spirit, letting go of burdens that were never meant to stay. Michael shows me something powerful, your name written in heavenly light, surrounded by blessings, waiting for your acceptance. You have been living under borrowed ceilings, limited environments, and restricted opportunities. But heaven says you will rise beyond every limitation placed upon you. There is something else. The letter reveals something deeply personal. Michael says, you have been carrying silent doubts, a belief that maybe you are not meant for happiness, abundance, stability, or deep love. Heaven is erasing that lie right now. You were born with a divine inheritance. You were never meant to live small. You feel emotions because your soul has waited too long to hear the truth. You weren't unlucky. You weren't forgotten. You weren't ignored. You were protected until the right moment. And that moment is now. The timing of heaven has finally matured. Michael says, the angels have stepped into position. They are preparing 3 alignments for you, 3 shifts that will change the next chapter of your life, 3 divine movements that no human can interfere with. The first alignment is opportunity. Something unexpected will appear, an offer, a message, a chance. You will know instantly it is meant for you, and it will carry a strange sense of destiny. The second alignment is removal. Anyone who drains, confuses, manipulates, uses, or disrupts your peace will be naturally removed. You will not have to fight. Heaven will handle it quietly and completely. The third alignment is elevation. You will rise in visibility, confidence, finance, relationships, and spiritual clarity. What was heavy will become light. What was unclear will become obvious. What was painful will become powerful. Michael says, the letter contains a promise that cannot be undone. What you are about to receive is irreversible. Once heaven releases something with your name on it, no darkness can claim it again. Stay with this message. The inheritance is opening further. You are stepping into truths that many people never discover. You are walking in alignment with divine timing, receiving something that was written, protected, and timed for you. Michael says, do not stop now. Your breakthrough is in the words that follow. Your spirit is no longer just receiving this message, it is absorbing it. You are not reading with your eyes anymore, you are reading with your soul. That is why every line feels like it is speaking directly to you, because it is. The inheritance letter has opened another part of itself, revealing your hidden strength. You have survived battles that would have crushed many others. You fought spiritual storms without guides, without help, without clarity. Yet you walked through them with a heart that refused to turn dark. Heaven honors hearts like yours. You have been walking with invisible wounds, wounds that no one saw, that no one understood, and that you carried alone because you didn't want to burden anyone. You became your own healer, advisor, and support, and heaven saw that. Your invisible wounds are being touched now by divine hands. You may feel a soft heaviness leaving your chest, a subtle release, as if something old is finally dissolving. That is not imagination. Michael is removing spiritual weight you have carried for years. The letter now highlights a moment in your past, something that felt like a major breaking point, a loss, betrayal, disappointment, or ending that changed you deeply. Heaven says this moment was not wasted, it awakened your true path. It forced you to grow into someone stronger, wiser, and more spiritually aligned. You didn't lose in that season, you evolved, and the inheritance is your reward for that evolution. Heaven gives divine compensation where life gave pain, restoration where humans caused heartbreak. Your time of being overlooked, misunderstood, giving more than you received, carrying others while having no one to carry you is ending. Heaven is flipping the script of your life. Heaven has been storing blessings for you, storing opportunities, breakthroughs, the things you prayed for when you were broken. You thought heaven was silent, but heaven was saving. This is the season when everything stored is being released, doors will open rapidly, people will appear unexpectedly, peace will return, money will flow where it never flowed before, and love will approach you without chaos attached to it. Heaven does not release blessings into storms. It waits until the storm is over. Your storm is ending. The inheritance letter now reveals something deeply spiritual. Someone who hurt you is facing divine justice, not to punish them but to free you. Their grip on your destiny is gone, their energy is detached, and their interference is blocked permanently. You are stepping out of their shadow. Michael says, you have been protected from connections that looked good but carried spiritual danger. You may have felt sudden distance from certain people or a sudden discomfort telling you to pull away. That was not fear, that was divine protection. Heaven is exposing every false connection around you. Anyone who drained your energy, doubted your dreams, or quietly envied your path will be removed not by force, but by divine separation. You will simply lose the desire to stay where your spirit cannot grow. Now listen closely because this part of the letter is powerful. Michael reveals that you are entering a season of recognition. People will begin to notice your light, see your value, and witness your elevation. People who underestimated you will wish they hadn't. But you will not seek validation, you will simply rise. The inheritance letter glows again. Michael says, they are stepping into a timeline that cannot be reversed. Once this shift begins, nothing can stop it, not people, circumstances, fears, doubts, or delays. Heaven itself is moving you forward. You may feel a strange calm in your mind right now, a quietness where anxiety used to live. That is because a spiritual unlocking is happening. The confusion clouding your decisions is lifting, the heaviness making you tired is dissolving, and the fear holding you back is losing authority. Heaven is preparing one specific miracle for you, the kind that changes your life in a single moment, something you prayed for quietly, secretly, without telling anyone. Something you thought was impossible. Something you asked for with tears, not words. Michael says, heaven has heard every silent prayer. This miracle is part of your inheritance. It is tied to your destiny and your name, and it is coming with divine precision. There is a sentence in the letter that stands out more than any other. You will not leave this world without receiving what heaven promised you. This is heaven's guarantee. You will not be forgotten. You will not be bypassed. You will not be denied. What is written for you is already on its way. The inheritance letter is still opening. Deeper revelations are waiting. Stay with me. Your life is shifting in real time through the words that follow. Michael says, your spirit is now breathing differently. Something inside you has opened, something that was locked for years is finally releasing its grip. You may not fully understand it yet, But this shift is happening in a deeper part of your soul where truth settles and miracles begin their journey toward you. The inheritance letter shines brighter now, as if your continued presence is unlocking more layers. Heaven responds to consistency, to the one who stays. Heaven responds to those whose hearts lean forward instead of walking away. Michael says, "You stayed because your destiny called you." And because you stayed, another revelation unfolds. Heaven shows me a moment in your future, a moment where you stand somewhere you never imagined you would, holding something you once believed you would never have. Your story is moving toward that moment faster than you can see with human eyes. There is a message written in the letter with golden clarity. The pain you survived has earned you a breakthrough that cannot be hidden. This is heaven's justice, timing, and response to every silent tear you held alone. Michael reveals that the reason your journey felt longer than others is that heaven was aligning something bigger than what you asked for. You didn't just need answers, you needed alignment. You didn't just need healing, you needed transformation. You didn't just need a blessing, you needed preparation so that the blessing would last. Look at your life with honest eyes. You are not the same person you were years ago. You are wiser, stronger, and more spiritually aware. You see through people faster, feel energy deeper, and sense danger earlier. That is not age, it is spiritual maturity, and heaven waited for this exact maturity before releasing your inheritance. Another part of the letter reveals that heaven blocked certain relationships, friendships, opportunities, and even desires you deeply wanted because they would have stolen the blessings meant for this chapter. Heaven didn't say no, heaven said, "Not them, not that, not now." The inheritance letter speaks of a divine replacement. Something you lost is being replaced with something better. Someone who left is being replaced with someone destined. An opportunity that died is being replaced with one that elevates you. A door that closed is being replaced with a gate that only heaven can open. Michael whispers, "Tell them their life will not return to the place it struggled in. You will not go backward, you will not repeat old patterns. You will not chase what is not aligned. You will not settle for what breaks your peace. Heaven has already decided your direction." The next revelation is almost overwhelming. The letter says, "Your name has been spoken in heavenly council." The angels have discussed your life, they have evaluated your wounds, reviewed your battles, and they have agreed, you deserve restoration that exceeds the pain. This is why Michael has been guarding you fiercely, why certain people could not stay, why certain plans collapsed, and why certain prayers were delayed. You were being prepared for an inheritance that requires spiritual protection around you. You were never walking alone even when you felt abandoned, unseen, or forgotten. Heaven has been guiding you quietly, shaping you gently, and carrying you silently. The letter now reveals another powerful spiritual moment approaching you, a moment of divine recognition where someone looks at you with sudden clarity, seeing who you truly are, not whom they assumed you were. A moment where a truth is revealed, and an unexpected person becomes a key part of your elevation. Michael says this person has been chosen by heaven to play a role in your next chapter, either by opening a door, delivering a message, bringing opportunity, or supporting your rise. You will recognize them instantly. Your spirit will feel comfort, not chaos. Heaven also reveals that your intuition will become sharper than ever. You will sense danger before it arrives, feel peace before blessings manifest, and know when to move, pause, or release something. This intuitive awakening is part of your inheritance. Another line in the letter states that your spiritual eyes are opening. This means you will start seeing truths you once ignored. You will see people's intentions clearly. You will feel energy changes around you and sense alignment instantly.